Good morning, Washington. How you doing, everybody? Big Dave here on Dave TV for the 9th of May, 2012. Okay, here's the deal. Preacher Dave here. I'm Preacher Dave. And you know, there's some sinners over there at CBS in Lanham. They're sinners. They be sinners. And what they need to do to relinquish their sins is to move WJFK back to Fairfax. That's right. That was a sin to move WJFK from Fairfax. It was the only radio station in the largest jurisdiction in the Washington area, and they abandoned it. And now they're suffering in the ratings department. And you know what? WNEW will never get any ratings until they make peace with the Lord. And bring WJFK back to Fairfax. And you know what? Bring Don and Mike back. You know, I've been thinking the other day, it's really boring, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Things tend to slow down for me here working on the website and all this other stuff. And the old days, you'd flip on Don and Mike and you had a couple hours of really cool entertainment, man. I miss that. I really do miss that. 3 o'clock, there's just, what am I going to listen to, Sean Hannity or LeVar? It's just nothing to listen to on the radio. I really miss that 3 to 7 o'clock, 3 to 6 o'clock, whatever it was. Don and Mike, the afternoons in the old days, man. I miss it. I miss it. I don't know. Somebody needs to start a really cool oldies station or something and put Don and Mike back on it. I don't know. That would be cool. So anyhow, what's going on, everybody? Oh, wait. I want to get the Gamut. I'm just like, wrong radio here. Let's see. The Gamut. 103. The Gamut. 103.5's HD3. Really cool music. The Gamut. Tune it on. Tune it in. Hearing about a new morning show. They're going to change the name of the morning show at WMAL to DAD. D-A-D. For Democrats are dopes. So instead of the morning majority, what is it? The morning majority mall, the mall at the morning majority. It's going to be called the Dad Show for Democrats are dopes. The whole 5 to 9 a.m. is just going to be what a bunch of idiots Democrats are. And those sponsors are going to, Joe Hadid and Sherry's Berries. They're just going to love that. We're hell with Democrats. We don't care if they buy our product. We just want Republicans, and in a market that's 75% Democratic, at least within the core metro, we're the Republican station, and the hell with Democrats, and that's WMAL, and that's why they're 17th place in the ratings, even with an FM stick. 2 more years for Tony Kornheiser. Oh no, that almost sounds like just committed a crime, and the judge says, your sentence is 2 more years with Tony Kornheiser. That's right. Tony said on his show yesterday, allegedly, I didn't actually hear it, that he's going to be 2 more years on WTEM ESPN 980. So that's cool. I like Tony. It's one of the shows that I listen to that I kind of flash back to the old days and go, there were some cool things about radio years ago in the Washington area, and Tony Kornheiser is kind of one of the last vestiges of that. So one of the things we should do on DCR TV one of these days is maybe looking for the next Don and Mike. Who could be the next Don and Mike? Maybe that morning team there on the Eagle 106.9 out of Hagerstown. Stay tuned. We'll be having more on that. Some ratings. Some ratings from yesterday. Okay, so what are the trends in the ratings? Well, WMAL again at the top of the ratings for the 3rd week of April. And seeing the trend, they're trending, actually WMAL is trending down a little bit. They were having about an mid-8 ratings in the month of March. Now they're down to a 7.5. But The other news is that TOP is kind of trending down too. So TOP is now second place. They were kind of mid sevens, then they went down to upper sixes, then they're down to low sevens. So, even though the trend for news talk is going down a little bit, or at least whatever they're doing, the news talk, whatever. WAMU still maintains a slight edge over WTOP. Wash is third, tied with Hot 99.5. And, I'm noticing good ratings now for Big Classic Hits format. They're doing pretty well. They're up to 8th place. So, they're becoming a solid top 10 performer. In fact, they're beating out fellow alternative rocker WWDC, DC 101. Seen a little bit of a sag there for Fresh. They've gone from about, maybe not a sag, a tiny little, gone from 12th place to 14th place. PGC just ain't kicking it. They really need to get a solid morning show on that station. They're stuck at about 15th place. WMAL, as I mentioned before, is 17th place. They've actually trending down a little bit from a 3.0 to a 2.7 over the last month. And you know what? That's not terribly good for a station that thrives on political news, because this is a political election season. If it's a political election season and your political station and you're doing 17th place, that means something is wrong. JFK, about staying about the same at 19th place, 18th place, somewhere in that neighborhood. TEM's right on their tails. And then as you look down and down and down, go down and 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 down, WNEW down there at 32nd place. The trends, they're basically flat. They got a 0.4 share of the 12-plus numbers, and they pretty much stayed with a 0.4 share. 0.4 share. Compare that to TOP's, what is it? TOP got a 7.2 share, right? 7.1 share. So 7.1 share for TOP and a 0.4 share for WNEW. Hey, make the universe happy. Bring JFK back to Fairfax. Give it back a guy talk format. It's never going to happen, right? All right. Well, that's the big news. That's the big ratings news. And up in Baltimore, what did I do with the Baltimore numbers? What is WNEW doing in Baltimore? Well, okay, let's look at the Baltimore numbers, the 12 pluses for the third week of April. WERQ is tops. The Magic 95.9 Win FM is second. W Life is third. I'm wondering where WNEW. Okay, WNEW is 40th place in the Baltimore market. 40th place with a 0.3 share. And they've remained relatively flat over the last month. Now that's a little bit troubling because WNEW has such a good signal in Baltimore. In fact, it's technically a Baltimore market signal. I don't know. Yeah, I guess CBS can sit back and wait, but nothing's happening with WNEW. It just isn't happening. I think they, what are they going to do? Why don't they CBS send me some consultancy checks and I'll give them some advice and I'll get their ratings up for them. I'm tired of giving them free advice because I've got the winning recipe for WNEW, but nobody wants to hear it. They're radio guys. They know it. They're being paid high salaries by CBS. They know what they're doing. Okay. 32nd, 40th place, whatever. Sad news, we reported this a couple days ago, last week. Paul Drazy, who was a longtime personality on Leesburg's old wage radio, used to be on 1200 AM, went off the air a couple years ago. He died from a handgun death or whatever, gunshot wound on April 16th. Was it an accident? Now we're hearing that it probably was some sort of suicide. Leesburg today broke the news, and then the Washington Post kind of reran. Washington Post does a good job at rerunning other people's news without attributing it, which is what they did yesterday, basically. But Leesburg today, give them the props. They got the story that Mr. Drazy was allegedly embezzling money from the Middleburg Volunteer Fire Department, close to $500,000. Sad thing. I got to say, I talk to my sister a lot about all this stuff because she's really cool in a lot of psychological issues. But, even if you did something like that, even if you did something horrible like embezzling $500,000 from a volunteer fire department, you toughen up. You say, okay, I admit it. I did it. I go to jail, pay your price, debt to society, spend your life trying to get the money back. But killing yourself, especially if you got a wife and kids, I don't know. If your wife loves you, if your kids love you, they're going to stick with you, even if you do something stupid like that. I don't know. Just my thought. Maybe it's not such a good idea to have handguns around everywhere because people do stupid things like that. Anyhow, just me, just my rants. All right, folks. That's Dave TV for today, the 11-minute mark. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to help support DCR TV in our spring fundraiser. We're almost at our $10,000 goal, but we still need your donation. So send it over on PayPal or drop us a check in the mail. Just click on the support link at the top of the DCR TV page. Remember, DCR TV has been here for almost 15 years because of your support. Thank you. And thank you. And thank you. So there.